Hi Stampers, it's Linda Schmidt with Stampin' with the Hounds. So sorry for the long delay in getting a video done. Work has been super crazy busy, and then I was struggling with some migraines, but I'm finally back in the stamp room. And I have some fun cards to do featuring the new Sea Turtle stamp set. And then what I'm calling is a stack, slice, and shuffle designer series paper kind of layout background that you can use up your pattern paper, and you can see all the different patterns, and you can get 3 cards from this layout. So this is featuring the Sea Turtle stamp set, which is brand new in the 2023 mini catalog. And then the By the Bay Designer Series paper, which is gorgeous. It has some iridescent glimmer to it on some of the papers. And then the colors are really kind of that nice, soft, subtle colors with a little bit of the navy, some neutral colors in there. So that's another one. And I'm kind of coordinating the Season of Chic dies with that. And then here's another one where I embossed. And then I've got some of that Season of Chic in there. And then, so there's different ways you can cut it. I am showing you this way. And then when I first was kind of playing around, I had done these 3. And on these ones, I cut the paper so it was more point to point. So you'll kind of see my pattern. Where did I put that now? Oh, right here. This is kind of what I'm using for the cards that I'll be demoing. But on these, I was just doing more points to point. So you can really cut it however you want. But these are just some other ones that I did with the lighthouse point. This is a non-Stampin' Up. It was another Sea Turtle die from another company. And then this is that Pure Magic mermaid. And then the layering dioramas. And then, because I love my sea turtles, I broke out some of my old retired paper from a couple of years ago and decided to make some of these that are kind of fun and bright. My little niece, she loves turtles as well, like her auntie. So I got some cards for her and her Valentine card that I'm doing. And this is kind of another little fun fold that I'm going to show you how to do today. And then here's another one. So really fun, great way to use up some of your designer series paper and kind of some scraps. So we're going to get started. So what you need, you're going to need 3 pieces of designer series paper, and these are going to be cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So you want 3 different patterns. So kind of look through your papers, and again, you know, these are double-sided art papers, but I was kind of going to be going with this, where I kind of got this brush stroke, the pattern, and then kind of this foil with it. Or you can flip it around and, you know, you can mix it up however you want, but that's kind of what I was going for. So 3 of those, 3 3/4 by 5. Then you're going to need some white cardstock, which is the same size, because you're going to mat these pieces once you cut them onto that cardstock, just to kind of give it some stability. And then your card, I always like to triple layer. So this Sahara Sand is 4 by 5 1/4, and then this is just your standard A2 card, just cut in half and folded. Okay, so we're gonna. Now I'll kind of, I'll hold this so you can kind of see the screenshot. Basically, you don't need to measure this. You can just kind of cut however you want. But I know for some of my friends and stampers, they like to know the exact dimension. So what I did is I go down 3 inches and I make a little tick mark. Go over 1 inch and make a tick mark. And then this is what's cut off. Then on this piece, again, I'm going up 1 and making a tick mark. And then from this piece up is 1 1/2, and that's my other tick mark, just so that I know how to cut that piece in half. But again, a lot of times I just eyeball it, so there's no wrong way, but in case you want to do it exactly. So I'm going to show you, let's see, I think it'll be easier probably to see it on this one, just so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm just going to take a pencil. So again, this is totally optional. You can just eyeball it and cut it yourself. So I'm going to go down 3 inches and make a little tick mark. And then I'm going to go over one. And make a tick mark. And then I'm going to go up one and make a tick mark as well. Now I'm just going to draw this just so you can see. You don't need to do this pencil line, but I'm just going to draw it so it makes it a little bit easier on the video so you can see where I'm cutting when I put it in my paper trimmer. Now, to get this cut, remember, I'm going to go from this angle here, and I'm going to measure up 1.5 inches and make a tick mark. So now this tick mark and this tick mark is how I'm cutting that bottom half. Okay? So you're going to cut off this triangle, and then you're going to make a cut and cut these two in half. So you're going to do that with all 3 pieces in your paper trimmer. So again, I'm going to line up. So my paper trimmer, this is my cutting groove. I'm going to put the tick mark and the tick mark so that it's in the cutting groove, holding onto these 3 pieces so that they don't shift. And I'm going to cut through all 3 layers. Try and keep these together and then just set them off to the side. Now I'm going to take and do from that little tick mark here down to this tick mark. I'm going to cut this in half, or not in half, but I mean cut these into 2 pieces. So again, making sure that that line is in that cutting groove of my paper trimmer. And then there's my pieces. So that's all the cutting. So now, so that was the slice. Now you're just going to, and if you used your pencil, go ahead and remove those tick marks. And I think there's that one. Now you're going to do your shuffles. So basically, I just kind of take one of my cards is going to be that top corner. One of them's going to be this top corner, and one of them's going to be this top corner. And then one of them's going to have this as the bottom. One of these will have a bottom, and this will be a bottom. And then I've got a pattern for my side. And that, so that you basically have shuffled so that you see all 3 patterns on each card. Okay? Then you're going to layer these onto your white paper. So this is the same size. This is going to be the white, which is the 3 3/4 by 5. So this is going to be layered. These are going to be layered directly onto here. So this is where lots of glue. And the reason that we do this is so that it's giving it a little bit of stability. And then it makes it easier when you're matting it onto your card. So we'll just glue all these. So the By the Bay is 6 by 6 paper, but you can certainly do you can use your 12 by 12 paper for this too, but the 6 by 6 is just kind of nice because then you just have a few scraps left over by the time you get done cutting this. And then this is just basically like doing a little puzzle, putting it back together. And it's so hard because this paper, it's so pretty on both sides. But I really love this color combo. It's been so bitterly cold here in Minnesota. We were, oh my gosh, it was like -30 or something the other day. And then now today it was 13 above 0 and it felt tropical. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so glad when winter's over. All right, so there's one. And I'm going to do this 2 more times. So again, and it doesn't matter what order, you know, you're gluing your pieces on. I just like to start in the top right-hand corner. I apologize. My nails look horrible. I had done the dip nails over the Christmas, and I'd only done them once. But again, the lady, they did those, what I call the Dremel, you know, when they take off the polish, and it just wreaked havoc on my nail bed. So now I got to give my nails a break and regrow them again. So they're pretty sad looking right now. And it didn't help that I accidentally stuck my fingers into my Night and Navy ink pad. So I got blue ink underneath my nails. Okay, and one more. You could also flip the pattern, you know, do the opposite side, just knowing that your pattern then will be flipped, like the triangle would be over here and that kind of thing. So that's another way of doing it too. So if you want to see the other side as well. Okay. Looks like I might need to trim a little bit on this one. Okay. Let's just make sure all my pieces are glued down. Okay. So then, like I said, these are going to be 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm just going to be layering. So I have, let's see here. I did so you're making 3 cards. So I have a combination of some different card bases. I was going to do a fun fold in that one to show you. So I had done Sahara Sand for my, this is 4 by 5 1/4. So these are just going to be layered, and this is optional. You don't have to do this, but I like to have that finished look. So again, if you wanted, you can, instead of having this be 3 3/4 by 5, you could do 4 by 5 1/4 and cut it the same way if you didn't want to do the multiple layering. And let's see here. I think on this one, I think I like this one against, yeah, I think I'll just do this on the green. Okay, so then I'm going to layer this onto my mint macaron card base. And then I always like to have a neutral or white card, quarter sheet of cardstock in the inside of my card. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so there's one. And we'll do these other ones. again, I'm putting it on that Sahara Sand 4x5 1/4. And then this is going on a card base. And on this one, I'll do this one on the navy. And then the white on the inside. Final one, and this one I'm going to show you how I did that pop-up explosion on the inside. So let me put this together really quick and then I'll show you how to do that. So 2 techniques in one video. Okay, so for that pop-up explosion, your card base, instead of opening this way, you know, which is the 5.5 by 8.5, or yeah, 5.5 by 8.5, and then score it at 4 1/4. This one, you're going to do 4 1/4, and then it's just 11 inches. So you're just cutting your card stock the long way, and then you'll score at 5.5 so that the card is opening landscape. So that one is what I did on my Balmy Blue. So this has already been cut and scored. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my 1/4 sheet of white cardstock inside the card. So this is 4x5 1/4. I'm going to put this in. And then I'm going to put this on my outside. But I'm not going to decorate my front yet. I want to do my inside first. But at least I can put this layer on because it's flat. Okay, so now for this explosion, you're going to need a 6x6 piece of paper. So I am using, again, this is from that By the Bay, and I kind of like this one with the fish in a circle. And what you're going to do is you are going to score at 3 inches, rotate, score at 3 inches, and then from point to point, you'll score diagonally. And then what you'll do is you'll make a mountain fold on the diagonal, and then valley, valley. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pinch so that this comes up, and you're going to put glue here and glue here, and then this is how you get that explosion. So I think I've done this a few times in my videos, but it's just another great way of using up a full sheet of 6x6 paper. So we're going to score this really quick. So again, I'm going to score at 3 inches, rotate, score at 3 inches. And then on my paper trimmer, I took a Sharpie, and what I did is that I just used the 3-inch marks, but you can do whatever. You're going to take and put that point lined up on that Sharpie line so that I know I'm doing my diagonal in a straight line. And again, this is just from point to point. So now I've got my score lines. So again, I was going to do on, let's see, I want this on the inside. So we're going to do the mountain fold. Oops, I got off a little bit here. Yes, and then it'll be valley. Because I want my fish on the inside. And then where's my other score line? And then this one. And then you're just kind of pinching it. So kind of bringing that in because I want my fish to be the one that explodes coming up. And let's see, I think I'll do it this way when I glue it in my card. Okay, so now take your card, open it up. So it's gonna open this way. So we're gonna put glue, and this is where I like to use my grid paper because I wanna make sure that my diamond basically is straight. So you're gonna put the point kind of up to the score line here, and you don't wanna go up too high because then you can't fold your card down. So making sure that's lined up, this is lined up, and we're gonna put glue on the back of this. And then I like to just close the card and then use your bone folder just to kind of squeeze that down, hold it in place for just a second. All right, so now the one side is glued. Now same thing, flip it over, put glue on the back, and then now we're gonna close the card. So bring your bottom card up, close it, swipe it down just to hold that in place. And now, boom, you got your explosion. All right, and then for the inside, so if you want to put a saying here, you can, and that would just be a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of cardstock. And actually, I think I might cut, do I have a scrap handy? Maybe I don't. I think I'm gonna cut a Sahara sand piece. So again, that's going to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And that'll just go on the inside. So you can do your message. You can stamp on it. I'll probably end up decorating this later, but at least this piece is in here for now. You can also put another square up at the top if you want. So again, that would still be that same size, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then you can also write or stamp down here as well. All right, so that's the explosion. And then we're going to decorate these. And I'm just going to keep these fairly simple, but I wanted to show you the new sea turtle set. So this one is what they call a reversible. You've got one stamp set basically, and you're getting, where's my big turtle? Oh, here he is. I can show you this. So one side of the stamp is the textured, you know, the one that gives the detail. Then you flip it over, and then this is the solid image. So this can be stamped either way. So when you get your stamp set, you're only going to look at, you're just getting the one sheet, and it shows you, you know, one's the outline and then one's the solid image. So that's reversible, and I always just kind of make a note in there in case. So with the reversible stamps, you do want to kind of make sure that your stamp is clean and doesn't have a lot of gunk on it. So I'm just gonna, I've been doing a lot of stamping today, so my stamps are a little dirty, but I'm just gonna wipe him off just to make sure, especially on the solid side. Sometimes if it's got some fuzzies on it, it doesn't want to stick to the block as well. So I'm just taking a damp cloth. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna keep this fairly simple. And I went through, I always like to do a lot of die cutting ahead of time. So I've got my layering diorama. I used some of the balmy blue glitter paper that was in the clearance rack. I've die cut some circles, some scallop circles. And with the turtle, he is a fussy cut little guy. So you do need to get out your paper snips and cut him once you stamp him, because there are no dies for it. And then I kind of did all of this morning. I die cut my little, or not die cut, I fussy cut all my little turtles. Some of them I embossed in gold, and I did this on the mint macaroon. I did my starfish. I did these on petal pink and then inked it with gray granite. And then these I just did petal pink on petal pink and fussy cut them out. And then I did some petal pink with the gold embossing powder, fussy cut, and then the balmy blue. I did a variety of those and cut them out. So yeah, I gotta work out with my hands today. And then these pieces are all from the Season of Chic dies, which, do I have them handy? Yes. These are, and the Season of Chic stamp set. Just have to grab it here. These both coordinate really nice because there's the seashell, and plus it has some nice sayings. And then all of these dies come with it. So you've got the several different seashells, kind of like this little webbing that I like to use too sometimes on the card. So that's another one that kind of coordinates really well with this stamp set. But what I was going to do, so if you don't want a fussy cut, I'm going to show you just how you can just regularly stamp your turtle. And like I said, I cut out a circle. So this circle, it's one of the largest ones in the scallop. So it's 3 inches. And then the largest scallop, which is just a little over 3. And this is just the basic white. And I'm going to take, so I find sometimes stamping the solid image is a little bit easier to start with first. So I'm just going to make sure my solid image is facing up now. And I'm going to do, let's see here. I think I will do, maybe we'll do mint macaroon. And I think I might do starry sky. So I'm going to stamp the solid part of the turtle first in the mint. And this is another great one. You can use your Stamparatus to do this. Mine is just on my other desk. I had all my blocks already out, but this would be another good one to use that. And so he doesn't fit all the way on. So I'm just going to do him off to the side so that I can stamp a greeting on this. So I'm just going to stamp it. Making sure it's good and inked up. Then you'll want to clean your stamp. So I'm just taking my chamois, wiping them off. And then I'm going to flip them over. Now we're going to do the detail side. Make sure it's on the block well. And I'm going to do the starry sky for this one. And then you'll just need to eyeball this to line them up. And again, your Stamparatus would be super simple on this part. And then clean your stamp. I'm going to grab so then I'm thinking, let's see here. Just need to grab a saying. So I'm going to grab, this is out of Paradise Palms. I'm just going to grab the happy birthday that's in here. Because I have a lot of February birthdays that I need cards for. Making sure that's straight. And I'm just going to do this in soft suede. And we'll just stamp this off to the side. So. And then we'll glue this onto our mint scallop circle. I've got a bunch of little pieces that I've already die cut. Let's see. What do we got? I keep my little dishes that I always put all my dies in. Let's see here. I may end up doing, let's see, I want my explosion card, I think. Yeah, so we'll just glue this down. I'm just kind of looking and see. Yeah, might do something like that. So I'm going to glue this one down. Well, let's see here. Maybe, yeah, I think I will just pop this up. Might be a little bit easier. It's dimensional. Oh, here they are. I'm like, I knew I had one already started. All right, so we'll just put a few of these on the back. Just trying to think, do I want the balmy blue or do I want the, I think I just want the gold. So on this one, since this is already popped up, I'm going to put one dimensional and then I'm putting glue on this top part of my starfish because it's going to be attached to that shell. And then I've got that little dimensional just giving it support on the side here. All right, so there's that one with the pop-up explosion. And then I can do, since I did my palms trees, I can use, where is this one? Wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. So we will, and I'm going to do, I think, my little turtle just to decorate the inside here. I'm going to do, and on this one, I only have I got a little bit of adhesive here, sorry. I'm doing the outline, or the, not the outline, but the textured side. Do that, and then we'll stamp our greeting on the inside. And then I'm also going to do these palm trees that are in that paradise palms. So I'm just going to stamp off because I just want something as a shadow in the background. So very subtle. But then it kind of ties in with that saying. All right, so that's that one. So like I said, you can decorate the other ones however you want, but that just shows you the super simple slice or stack, slice, and shuffle pattern paper layout that you can do. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Bye-bye.